We're back in the kitchen with Monique Williams from Cheesecake Emporiyum. I got to pat myself on the back. I guessed Tyler's favorite dessert. I was right on the money. Monique, you said your favorite is pound cake, your mom's pound cake.
Yes.
Y'all, I'm not even kidding. This is my favorite, bread pudding. Bread pudding is my jam. This is what I make every year for Thanksgiving, so I'm so excited that you're making it. She has it all greased up. Can you see? Yeah, you can see the shine there on our camera. It is all greased up and ready for bread pudding. This is a spin. I've never had bread pudding. Talk about the combination we're making today.
So this is pecan pie bread pudding.
It's like two great Thanksgiving desserts fused into one. They got married. It's happening here.
Right here today. So we've added, during the break, we added a little bit of vanilla extract in there. We added some maple syrup. We added our bourbon in there, which you can or cannot put in there, but I always do. And then finally, we're going to add our brown sugar and then also our butter. Now, you are welcome to melt this butter all the way. I am a fan of having just softened butter in there. It makes me eat a little bit better.
Y'all, that cinnamon's added, and it just...
Yeah, so that way you have like a little bit
good.
Of chunks of butter, like a little bit of butter in there, and this just makes me a little bit
more
happier.
And it's warm in here. She has the oven going. The oven is ready.
It is preset to 350.
You got to get it nice and warm.
To go.
That's how you know it's Thanksgiving morning. I feel like you wake up, you hear somebody fussing about you getting stuff in the kitchen ready, usually a mama or a grandma.
Usually.
You hear somebody whipping in the bowl, but you feel the heat coming from the oven. You got to have the oven going on Thanksgiving Day. There's always something.
That's how you know it's hot.
Yes, there's always something in the oven. So
Look, something's going down.
I can see the chunks of the
but
butter.
Don't worry, we'll be mixing that in all together with our bread, so it's going to be a little more softened.
And she said she likes the bread a little bit stale.
Just a little bit stale to put it in there. Now, finally, we have our bread. It is a little bit stale. We have cut it in little like 1-inch cubes and chunks. We have our custard with our little itty bitty chunks of butter in there as well. We're going to add that in there like so. Make sure we get as much as possible.
Now, for our friends watching your figure, this probably isn't, may not be your jam, but it is okay.
But it's okay. You know what? I'll say this: 40 years from now, you're not going to be like,
no.
Remember that time I had
Look, it's about the memories. It's about the memories
and
enjoying the holidays with your family, and that means a little extra bread, a little more calories, so be it. Enjoy.
Have a protein smoothie in the morning.
Thanksgiving only comes once. Thanksgiving only comes once a year.
Once a year.
Once a year. You gotta live it up. You gotta enjoy. We're blending it up. Oh, it looks nice and thick.
Now, I like to blend it with my hand. You can also use a spatula, but you really want the bread to be coated.
You want to feel it.
Yes, you want to coat it. You really just want to put all the pecans in there. You're really trying to move that butter in there to make sure that butter is like coated throughout. So now, as you can see, you don't see like super big chunks of butter anymore. It is wonderfully coated. It smells good. I can smell the bourbon. I can smell the maple syrup.
It smells so good.
It smells delicious.
If fall had a smell, this is what it would smell.
You're adding it to our lovely pan.
Which y'all saw, the pan was nice and greased and ready to go.
We are making sure that we get every nook and cranny out of this bowl because it is so important. And then last but not least, we have the remaining of our pecan.
Now, our buddy Tyler in there mentioned he loves his dessert, but he loves his dessert with a little whipped cream on top. Do you top your bread pudding or desserts with anything?
So usually I have it on hand for everyone. I have ice cream on hand.
Okay,
I have whipped cream on hand.
Have the little
I have the caramel.
The little Bluebell vanilla ready to roll on
so I have the
Thanksgiving.
whole variety ready for whenever anybody wants it.
I'm a Bluebell classic kind of girl, vanilla. I also like some good Cool Whip. Some other Cool Whip on that hot pie, and it just melts just a little.
Just like it's like
perfect.
It's like a glaze.
Like a glaze, like a slice of heaven.
There we go. So as you can see, it is ready to go.
That is beautiful.
We are going to pop it into our oven, cook it for about 45, 60 minutes. Or if you want to be a little fancy, get your thermometer out there, 165 degrees in the middle.
Ooh, that's too fancy for me. I'll just time it in the eyeball.
Just time it in the eyeball.
I'm not going to lie.
You want it to be nice and toasty.
Bread pudding's my go-to dessert. It never looks this pretty even going in. But I promise y'all, it tastes good. It tastes good. At least that's what the reviews say. That's what my family tells me every year.
Look, every year. Look, they say it's a favorite. I love it.
I'll work on making it pretty this year.
And if you're wanting to see a lovely finished product.
We have the finished product.
We do have finished product to try later.
Yeah, to try later, but we got to let it get nice and toasted. I can't wait to try it. Tyler did say, Tyler's from the north. He's one of our northern friends. He said bread pudding was not a staple growing up, but he moved here. He was introduced, and it changed his life. So he's ready. He's ready. I'm ready. We're all ready. Remind us how long
We're going to be about 40, 60 minutes.
40, 60 minutes. So, and it depends on the pan size. It depends on how many people you're trying to feed. So we're going to
just keep a little ear on, just keep a little eye on it. Make sure it's nice and toasty.
We're going to check in and try it at the end of this
I'm
newscast.
excited.
But I know you said other folks can try it too already, right? For your brunch specials. Remind folks how they can catch you for
every
brunch.
Saturday at the Goat House, that's on Clay Street from 10 to 2, we will be having brunch. And every Saturday we have a seasonal bread pudding, and we also have a seasonal cheesecake and peach cobbler available.
When you say seasonal, how many variations are we talking here?
So we're talking about, eventually we're going to do like apple cider bread pudding. We're going to do eggnog.
I love apples.
Apple crumble, of course, sweet potato, pumpkin, for those who love pumpkin. We're also going to be doing, we might do a peppermint.
You mentioned that earlier. It seems like you're leaning towards it. I don't know.
Just to say that I've done it.
I don't know.
Just to say that I've done it.
I don't know. But I've never had anything bad from you or Cheesecake Emporium, so I'll trust you. If you say we're going to try the what did you say, the minty peppermint and
we can say we tried it. To say we tried
it sounds a little minty in my bread pudding, but we'll see. I trust you. I have no choice because we're going to try this delicious. I know it's delicious because it smells and looks so good already. We're going to try this at the end of Alabama Live.
I'm excited.
Our buddy Tyler's going to join us and try it too, so I'm very excited.
Awesome.